before we can go Google all the things about him or find the videos or the tweets or learn about his career and his CV, and I think we see it. Sorry.
There we go. That certainly looks like smoke, and white smoke.
Is that white?
We're gonna watch it. I'm gonna go to Aaron, and Aaron, as I toss to you, obviously the crowd there thinks that is the white smoke, but I know we're gonna wait for the bells.
It looks as if it is, Dana. It is clearly white, and we have seen the black smoke, which was clearly black. So I think we can say this is white smoke, and they have selected a pope.
To me, and that means the Cardinals have chosen a pope, the 267th successor of St. Peter, and shortly we will find out the name of who the Cardinals have elected and which name the new pope will be taking.
Yes, and we are watching, and everyone to breathe it in. The white smoke here over the Sistine Chapel here at the Vatican, and the crowd. You see some of the celebrations, the emotion. You can't not feel the emotion being here to see something like this.
Yeah.
I feel a little shaky, to be honest, to witness such a thing, and the joy of so many people. White smoke, as they will soon say, Christopher, Habemus Papum, we have a pope.
Yeah, incredible excitement. It was the crowd that really saw the white smoke first. And it was an electric atmosphere as the smoke came out, and it was clearly white as it billowed out from the Sistine Chapel chimney. A real sense of joy and excitement here, an amazing moment.
Joy and excitement, and as that smoke comes out, now that means there is a cardinal who is now a pope, who has accepted the mantle of St. Peter, Christopher, and will be going to the Room of Tears.
That's right. Well, he will be asked by the cardinals, do you accept? And he has to say yes or no, and then they ask him what name will you take, and he has to say which name he will take, and then the cardinals all come up and make an oath of allegiance to the new pope, and then the pope will go into the Room of Tears, which it's called that because it's a room where traditionally popes who have just been elected are often overwhelmed by emotion, and then he'll be fitted into the white cassock. They have 3 sizes: small, medium, and large.
And these are the bells we are now hearing, and you can see this right over St. Peter's Basilica over our shoulder. We will show you. You can actually see the giant bell ringing, and that is the formal announcement and confirmation that there is a new pope here as the head of the Catholic Church in Rome. And now what happens is we wait with this joy, right? But now there is the anticipation of who. Yeah. No one knows who the new pope is, who has just been selected and elected, until we see that man walk out on the balcony with the red curtains behind us here on St. Peter's Square, which we can all see. So now, in these next minutes, as we await that, Christopher, I would imagine the tens of thousands of people who are already here, now these bells are ringing out over Rome. People will come. Oh, yes. More and more people will come to perhaps be among the very first to see the Pope. We won't know who it is until we see his face.
He will be introduced to everyone at the same time.
Yes.
And it will be the Cardinal Deacon, the Proto-Deacon, Dominic Mamberti, who will announce it. Of course, if it's not him announcing it, then he could have been elected.
You know,
but we are expecting Cardinal Mamberti, the Proto-Deacon, to make the announcement, Habemus Papam, and he will then give the name of the Cardinal that has been elected Pope and the name that the new Pope has decided to take.
Yes, and that tradition of taking a new name started with the first Pope, of course, St. Peter, a name no one has taken since in his honor, but he was born Simon. And, of course, we are here at St. Peter's Basilica, the very first Pope. Father Edward Beck, Passionist priest, is joining us now. So, Father Beck, here we are, this, if we presume, 5th round Fourth or fifth. It's unclear exactly which round it was of voting. A new pope on the same day that we found out the last two popes had become a pope. So what does this mean in terms of who the man is who's going to walk out on that balcony within the next half an hour?
So exciting to be here to witness this. And I think it means either of two things. Either it was one of the front runners whom we've been considering with the names, or I do think there are rumors, these are rumors, Italian rumors, that it's possibly an Italian who has been elected, and that it is not someone we've necessarily been talking about. Could be a surprise. So I'll be very interested to see who walks out on that balcony, and also it'll be interesting to see what they wear. We know that they wear the traditional white cassock of the Pope, but if you'll remember, Pope Benedict, it didn't fit him exactly, so he wore a white alb, but he wore a red velvet mozzetta with ermine. So it was a very regal, very traditional kind of ensemble that he walked out on the balcony with. Pope Francis dispensed with all of that. He came out in simply the white soutane, the white cassock, and he said, Buonasera, you know, very informal, and he greeted the people and asked them to pray for him. So the tone of what we see and the dress of what we see, I think, will be very important, but we can be prepared for a surprise of someone we haven't been talking about, I think, but again, it could be one of the front runners. Nobody knows. These are old rumors.
Nobody knows, and we may not know for a long time, if ever. Christopher, looking back at Pope Francis and some, books that were written about how it happened for him, it also happened at this time, either this vote or the one, we're not exactly sure whether this was the fourth or fifth round, but you see how you start with a few front runners, you could have 4 or 5, and how the votes move.
Yes.
For it to have happened, I understand the past 2 times it did happen this quickly, but for it to happen this quickly, it does mean groups of people need to move behind candidates very quickly.
Yes, and I think that's how the conclave is set up. The first vote kind of sets out where support lies, and then it very quickly becomes a 2-horse race because cardinals shift their support to the leading candidates, and that's why you do get a result swiftly when it comes to a secret ballot.
Yes, a secret ballot, and watching these bells and this beautiful sound ring, the feeling of a pure sort of a celebration. Ben Wiedemann is here also in St. Peter's Square, surrounded by people. And Ben, at that instant, when they saw the smoke, what happened?
There was a great cheer, a cheer of joy, because so many people here have been waiting since yesterday to see the white smoke. We saw the black smoke at midday, and anticipation is growing as the day goes on. So what we heard was this great cheer of relief and joy as we saw that great plume of white smoke emerging from the chimney on top of the Sistine Chapel. Now, of course, as I think you already mentioned, we don't know if this was the 4th or the 5th round of voting since yesterday evening. We have yet to see. We don't know, of course, who the new pope is, but we do know habemus papa. We have a pope, as they say in Latin. So we'll have to wait and see. All eyes will be on the Basilica of St. Peter behind me to hear the name of the new pope.